Hello and welcome to another episode of Citadel Guard Adventures. Gararleaf is saying hello as well. This is Beriathan of the Citadel Guard of Gondor, and we're back in the Pit of Stonejaws, ready to continue where we left off. So we were investigating the hobgoblins in the area. We just brought word of it to Scout-master Ausma. Now let's see what else she wants us to do.
The location of Shakhajât. We need to gather more information.
Now we have the location of Shakhajât. We need to gather more information. Specifically, it will be valuable to know how many hobgoblins are stationed in the fortress, and which ones serve as advisors to the Warlord. We also need to know Dushtalbúk's plans, both to plan a battle strategy and in order to catch him alone. She flashes you a wicked grin. There is no way around it. We are going to sneak inside. I hope you still remember the stealthy skills I told you in our previous adventures together. Of course, Scout-master Ausma, how could I forget about what you told me. So that's where we're going.
Let me know when you're ready to move out. I'm eager to get started.
Me too, so let's get going.
Scout-master Ausma has taken the lead on a mission to infiltrate Shakhajât, the seat of power of Warlord Dushtalbúk and his frost-bound hobgoblins.
Here we go.
I noticed there are quite a few catwalks and scaffolding on the exterior of Shakhajât. I have a hunch we'll be able to use them to find another way into the fort.
Good. We've managed to get this far unseen. We're on the west side of the pit now. I noticed there are quite a few catwalks and scaffolding on the exterior of Shakhajât. I have a hunch we'll be able to use them to find another way inside the fort. Are you ready to move in?
This way. Keep an eye out for hobgoblins.
So as I told you on the previous episode, through this instance,
I have to say, sneaking around the back instead of charging at the front goes against my long-beard instincts.
Right, the hobgoblins know that, and that's why we're not going that way. This way may be unguarded.
This way may be unguarded.
Yeah, you follow her instructions.
Oh, you're quite high up. Are you sure this will support our weight? No, I'm not sure of anything, but I believe we'll find what we need if we go this way.
If there's one thing the stout axes know, it's that you sometimes have to go places you aren't supposed to if you want to survive.
Only one guard, and he's asleep.
That was fast.
And behold, another way into the fort.
We have found another way into Shakhajât, and we will be going in just a moment. As I told you on the previous episode, this is the location where you can find another one of the crystals, or the crystal hunter did, but as far as I know, on this instance you cannot get it. Is this exact location? But it's not here, which is a shame. That means we'll need to come back here on the landscape version of this place to be able to find that crystal. But knowing that we are not missing anything else in here, we can just enter the fort and let's see, what else do we find? Well, we're inside now, but who knows where? Stay close to me and keep to the shadows. Let's see if we can't find a warlord.
Keep your eyes and ears open. We don't want to suddenly find ourselves surrounded by hobgoblins.
Bring them in. That maggot better have something worth saying this time.
That must be Dushtalbúk. Over here.
Yes, Warlord.
Yeah.
You should listen in on their meeting. Keep yourselves hidden or we'll be discovered.
Warlord Dushtalbúk, I have urgent news.
If you are wasting my time again, Gorgar.
No, I swear it, Warlord. It's about Gorgar.
I'm listening.
I was listening, as you told me to, and I learned that Gorgar is having private and secret meetings in the mountain peaks.
Meetings? With whom?
With the dragon. With Hrímil.
What? Why? What do they talk about at these meetings?
Garlic, please.
I don't know!
You will find out where these meetings take place, what they discuss in secret. If you fail me, I will gut you myself. Throw your innards to the Ukash. Now get out of my sight before I change my mind about letting you live.
Oh, you are most generous, Warlord. I will not fail you.
You had better not, Zul'karat. Now go!
Dushtalbúk has a spy close to Gorgar? Interesting.
Akhaldarâg, how is Loknashra's work proceeding? Well, I believe. The Angmarim prove themselves useful to us. She is in Shakhajât if you wish to. Warlord, why are we allowing these females to fight in Gundabad? Surely their place is in the north, raising our young. Call her in. You can ask her yourself, Marjast. I will send for her. No, I don't think that will be necessary, Warlord. You see? You are afraid of her because she is strong, fierce, and cunning. These are all traits I value in our warriors. If she wishes to help us win this war, I see no reason to send her away. I'm not sure you could, even if you wanted to. What was that? Keep your comments to yourself.
Loknashra? Who is this?
You wish to see me, Warlord?
Indeed. I would like an update on your little project.
The Angmarim have kept their word. I am learning their magic. And soon we will have a gift to present to the Frostward.
Good. Do you trust them?
I am still wary that they have not shared their true motives. But I do not believe they mean to betray us.
Keep an eye on them. And send for me when your gift is ready.
As you wish. Oh, and one more thing before I depart. I know you sit behind my back because you are too cowardly to confront me. Let me do something. I came here myself to make sure this war is won, because none of you can be trusted to win it. Tarkhan is one of our last strongholds. If we lose, the future of our kind is bleak. Keep that in mind while you continue your petty squabbles with Gorgar.
How dare you speak that way to me?
Wow, she really let them have it.
Alright, that was it seems.
Let's get out of here before we're seen. We can talk about what we've just learned back at camp.
And there's a lot of things we've learned that will come into play later. First of all, these meetings we've learned about between Gorgar and Hrímil at the peak of the mountains, Dushtalbúk and Loknashra, which will be very important players as the story moves on, and what Loknashra is planning. I don't remember the specifics, but of course that's not good news by any means.
I am pleased to learn that the orc and hobgoblin relationship remains tense. We can exploit that.
Good work on a successful infiltration. I am pleased to learn that the orc and hobgoblin relationship remains tense. We can exploit that. Still, this bargain with the Angmarim is concerning. Are they trying to make an alliance with Hrímil? She has previously shown animosity to southern servants. Perhaps they need a good word from the hobgoblins to get in the good graces of the Frost Horde. We will need to find out. Finding Dushtalbúk's throne room is a good first step, but it is going to be hard to catch him alone. We should continue investigating the surrounding area and see what we can find out about this Angmarim plot. Yeah, I don't think these pocket items are good enough to replace what we have right now, but...
Many questions remain unanswered, and much of the Pit of Stonejaws has yet to be explored.
I have sent out my apprentices to investigate areas of interest. Your next mission is to go out and find each one, help them if they require it, and report back with what they have learned of the hobgoblin and the Angmarim plans. Most importantly, learn what you can about this Loknashra. She is an unknown factor in all of this, and I don't like not knowing things. Alright, and we started unlocking a lot of different quests as well. Give it to me. Come on.
Because the frostbound hobgoblins rule the Pit of Stonejaws, it is very likely there is a Frost Horde presence here as well.
The drakes are the masters in that relationship after all. I have sent Molka to find the drakes and observe them. Look for her on the eastern side of the pit. If she has succeeded in finding them, do what you can to disrupt the drakes. When we eventually assault Shakhajât, we're better off if the Frost Horde doesn't come to fight on the side of the hobgoblins.
Rousseau has been sent to keep watch on Stag's-Gavozag, the hobgoblin outcamp.
We know this is where runners from elsewhere in Gundabad delivered their missives and received their marching orders, rather than entering Shakhajât itself. It seems the Warlord takes his precautions very seriously. You should meet up with Cluzo and hear what he has discovered.
We know from ancient lore that Adkhât-zahhar, the Houses of Rest, should be somewhere in the Pit of Stonejaws.
These tombs are said to hold the long-bearded dead lords of Gundabad, certainly an important and hallowed place to the long-bearded dwarves. I have sent Kyrstigand out to find them and investigate if they have been disturbed by Angmarim or hobgoblins. You should be able to find her somewhere on the western side of the Pit of Stonejaws. And I think that's where we're going first, because that's also where the legacy of Durin is sending us as well. So we'll also get the chance as well to advance some of the deeds we've been progressing. Maybe not a lot of them, but we'll see what we can find. So yeah, I think our first stop really has got to be the western side. The western side of all this. So let's go. We will be looking for Kyrstigand and for Bori, and we'll see what they need us to do. Maybe we can find a few more enemies along the way. After all, we also need to advance some deeds. And well, they are standing in the way. So the place we were at with Scout-master Ausma is further into Shakhajât over there. That's where we can find the green crystal, I think it is. But for the time being, oh come on. Don't die on me right now. So it's gonna be one of those days, huh? As I was saying, for the time being, we're gonna continue doing what we set out to do. Come on. And I'm just keeping my eyes open in case I can find another one of the treasure chests or another one of the crystals. I've been thinking about the Pits of Stonejaws because you've seen we've been trying to get the jewel of each area as we complete them. But if memory serves me right, we will be sent back to Stonejaws after we reach the level 140 cap, so if that turns out to be true, there's no rush for completing all deeds right now, but we can still do our best to advance most of them. So that's what I think we'll be doing. Bori calls you over to him. Give me just a moment.
I need help here. The Angmarim are committing atrocities in the houses of rest.
I have witnessed them stealing the fallen dwarves from their resting places and bringing them back to life as wights. And in the places the Angmarim aren't, the Kergrim are ransacking the tombs and eating the dead. This is horrible, and though I was told to just watch and not interfere, I cannot in good conscience allow this to go on. You ask Kyrstigand if she has seen Loknashra or heard any mention of her from the Angmarim. The female hobgoblin? No, I have not seen her, but I have heard the Angmarim speaking about her. It sounded like they were teaching her something. You should look around and see if you can find out more.
Yes?
We have to do something about the Angmarim cultists. They will raise every fallen dwarf in these tombs if we don't stop them, so stop them we must.
Durin's shall endure, as we always have.
The Kergrim and Angmarim seek to control the tombs in Akhaldarâg, but neither of them must be allowed to win the contest. Each group is vile in its own way, but the Kergrim turn my stomach. Defeat as many as you can and keep them from feasting upon the fallen.
Our need is dire.
Akhaldarâg is smaller than the main mausoleum of the Houses of Rest, but I believe it still contains the tombs of some noteworthy dwarves. I think it would be beneficial for us to investigate who is interred here, for the sake of our Longbeard scholars, if not for our own.
Yes?
The Angmarim have already raised wights from the ancient dwarves interred in the smaller tombs, like these ones at Akhaldarâg. They must be defeated and the failed spirits within banished, so the dwarves can return to the rest. Right, that's everything as far as Kyrstigand is concerned. Alright.
Hail, friend! Are you here to study the tombs in the Houses of Rest?
Yeah, you could say so. Well, it is not really a scholarly mission that brought me hither. My father expects me to learn if the orcs have defaced the tombs here during their long residence. But I am also interested in learning the names of the dwarf families that lie here entombed, and though I could accomplish both errands at once, Let us climb a little higher, Beriathan. The path west of here eventually slopes upward to the north, near more of the crypts. Which, yeah, we'll get to eventually, but there's so many things we can do with these tombs. Stonejaws, defilers of the dead slayer. As you can guess, maybe from the name, this includes not only Kergrim, but of course Kergrim will help to advance this deed. And there are so many of them around here that I don't think we're gonna have any issues with this one. There's another one here. Okay. I mean, why not? Can take care of all these guys. Stop it. Alright, and here we also have some of the tombs we need to investigate, but I don't know, I might come to regret this, but let us try and get as many of these guys together as we can. Stop it, for God's sake. You too? Well, I'm not afraid of you. I'm afraid of lag. A little bit. Annoyed more than anything. There we go. This is the tomb of Altaf the Wise. Alright. More geodes in here, no chests. I know there are a couple chests hidden in these tombs, but the tombs are so big that finding the right place might be a little bit tricky. Oh, for God's sake. No chest in this one, it seems. We gotta be very thorough with this. For God's sake, just die. Okay, that's a little bit better. Oh, come on. You're taking your sweet time with this. Now, in this one, we have Angmarim cultists. And this also count towards the defilers of the dead deed, so see, I told you. Defeated Angmarim at Akhaldarâg, but we have already completed the first year of the dead. Defilers of the Dead Slayer. Awesome. 5 LOTRO points on reputation. Now we need to defeat... Yeah, with the accelerator, 80 more of these guys, and considering how many of them you can find in these tombs, I don't think we'll have any issue doing this. There we go. This is the tomb of Loni II. Okay. Nothing else in here, it seems. Alrighty. Through this one we also have more Angmarim occupied tombs. Let's go. There's another tomb around here. What are we missing now? Okay. Here we have what I hope is the third one. Bruni Trollbane rises from his tomb. Oh gee. Defeated dwarf whites in the Pit of Stonejaws. I thought there was a deed for whites, but it seems not. Oh, come on. Angmarim missive. Okay, I think this is a clue regarding Loknashra that we also need to find. Let's see.
Children of Drugoth, it is of vital importance that we build a strong alliance with the frost-bound hobgoblins. Loknashra is the key to that end. Instruct her in our ways as best you can.
Got at the Harbinger. Yeah, I think that's... well, that's a strong enough lead. But of course, if they are mentioning Drugoth, that can't be good. Right? Now, that is the path to the north that I think will take us to... eventually will take us to the Houses of Rest. But I remember also there was a side path that it's very easy to miss. That will take you to one of the crystals. The blue one, maybe. Or the yellow one, I'm not sure anymore. Bottom line, I want to make sure I don't miss that path. Thing is, I'm not entirely sure if this is the right way, but I think this is what I was looking for. To come over here. I think, yeah. So in this one we have more Angmarim. I can't tell if there is another tomb for the questing here, but yeah, there is one. Come over here. What about this one? This is the Tomb of Theki Stonefist. Alright, nothing else in here it seems. What now? Alright. And this path over here will take you to the hobgoblin camps, I believe. But yeah, that's what I thought. Orange crystal is in here. So at least we can check that one out. Yeah, this will definitely take us to the hobgoblin camps. I don't think that's a place we want to explore just yet. That's something that we'll need to get to eventually, but a cruel sort of orc make is embedded here in the wall. Really? Ah, yeah, I see it. We'll need to check that one too. You try to remove the sword, but it is held fast by the rock. Okay. We need to continue our path, I guess. I have a feeling we're pulling the entire thing after us. Hope I don't come to regret this once again. So far, so good. Treasure cache. Alright. Come on. I think this is the first cache we find on Stonejaws. Yeah, this is gonna be... And here we have another tomb. Nida, Tooth Crown rises from his tomb. Alright, we also gotta defeat the spirit. Forget about that. Anything else in here? Doesn't seem to be. We have here the deed. 1 out of 8. Gotta continue looking. As I told you, we're about to complete this deed. This is really one of the easiest deeds to complete, especially with the accelerator. You need to fight so many of these guys on the tombs just to complete these 2 quests that really there's no way you don't complete this. Right, but this crystal grim might prove those grims are a pain if you don't take care of them when you can. Now, for whatever reason, the map has just forgotten us. And that's not good. Well, the game is lagging so much today that it's gotta be something like that. Come on. You want a piece of me? Come and get it. This is the last tomb, and we'll most likely complete the deed just by finishing this pool. I hope at last. Yeah! Did it Stonejaws Defilers of the Dead advanced? You did Slayer of Stonejaws. That's That's always mind-blowing to me, how you just complete this so easily. Ah, what else do we have here? Valor is now level 79, and the remaining experience went to determination. Alright, so we got 5 LOTRO points, the virtue XP as you saw. So yeah, let's continue with determination now, why not? Slayer of Stonejaws, beasts and hobgoblins. So yeah, these two are also really easy, simple, relatively simple to complete. So I don't expect any more issues with it, truly. Another Dwarf Lord is gonna rise. Anar the Third rises from his tomb. Interesting. And there he comes. Oh, here is another treasure cache. The spirit. What am I forgetting about the spirits all of a sudden? Alright, 2 out of 8. That's good. Defeat whites within. Supposedly, there are dwarf whites all around these tombs, but as you've seen, I've only been able to find 3 of them for the other quest, so now I'm not so sure. Where can I find the other ones? Do we need to continue further north, maybe? But that will take us to a place we are not supposed to go yet. And I honestly don't know. Granite. Well, we can continue our journey north and advance the main quest. We'll continue looking for dwarf whites because I have no idea where we're supposed to find those dwarf whites. Attack. You have caught up to Bori by the upper crypts. Alright.
Did the orcs fight among themselves for the privilege of ransacking the houses of rest?
I find that orc sword quite curious. Did they fight among themselves for the privilege of ransacking the houses of rest? As I climbed past the crypt entrances, I tried to read the names of the families entombed within. It was not an easy task, for most of them have faded with the passage of the years, and I could not make many of them out. I saw markers for the line of Arnbith, the line of Felak, Imbi's line. Boris stands up straight and rubs his chin. Perhaps the faded letters prevented the orcs from disturbing the timeless sleep of the dwarfs that lie within. For that, let us be grateful. If the orcs believed these dwarfs had names of importance, they might have cracked open their tombs in search of wealth. I see signs that much else in the Pit of Stonejaws and throughout the mountain home was plundered and defaced. But how can this be so? Legend tells us that such villainy should have been prevented.
Many other great stories that have come down through the ages to us.
They stir our passions and fill us with dwarf pride. One of these tales concerned these very tombs. According to legend, the lords of Gundabad will one day rise from their crypts and walk once again among the living. When they see the evils perpetrated by the orcs in Gundabad, they will unleash their wrath upon those who despoil the great dwarf halls, slaying their enemies from sunrise to sunset. Then, when their day of reckoning is done, the great lords will return to the houses of rest and slumber again for eternity, the mountain home made free of their foes. Look out over the Pit of Stonejaws, Beriathan, and tell me what you see. look out from this vantage point, I guess, right? Careful not to fall. And let's see. Even from this great height, the presence of the orc is unmistakable.
Perhaps it is just a legend after all.
How could the dead lords of Gundabad stand by and watch for so many years and do nothing? Bori sighs and turns his attention to the rubble-choked passage behind you. Can you help me shift some of those rocks aside? I would like to take a look inside that room. It may be a tomb or memorial of some kind, and perhaps the debris kept the orcs out even as it blocks our own passage. Or let's take a look. This brings back memories. I don't remember if Bori himself grabbed a pick for when the Iron Garrison was clearing the doors to Moria. But even if you didn't, it brings back memories nonetheless. Okay, we continue. What do we have here?
I will follow after you, friend.
What awaits us within? I will follow after you, friend. Not sure. Yeah. What I thought. Zul-mazal. Yeah, I will indeed, because this is very interesting, even though we cannot see the full picture yet. Many of the stones in the mosaic have been lost to looters in time.
Orcs or goblins have looted this room. It is a pity.
The rubble that blocked the way into this room must be of fairly recent vintage, for it did not prevent someone from looting the stones from the mosaic on the opposite wall. Orcs or goblins, no doubt. They have no love for fine dwarf art and would seize any opportunity to despoil such a thing as that. It is a pity we cannot tell what it might once have shown. It does remind me of a mosaic that once stood in the throne room of the hall under the mountain, and which Stáli the hero has begun to restore. I wonder if this is similar to that one? He will be interested to see this, even as incomplete as it is. Curse the orcs for their damage. This mosaic might once have been a great work of art, but like so much else in Gundabad, it has been ruined by their hateful efforts. But we can do nothing about it for now. Let us return to my father far below in the Pit of Stonejaws. Right? Yeah, for the time being there's nothing else we can do in this chamber, but as you can imagine, we'll be coming back to it a few more times. At least 2, if I remember correctly. So Whites within. Supposedly the armored whites up ahead. I don't know where we're supposed to find more whites, but we need to complete that quest before we go back to Kyrstigand, so that's what I thought. You can find more dwarf whites here. The Houses of Rest. A goblin necromancer? Interesting. Yeah, this is the location I told you we're not supposed to be in here just yet, I guess, but this is the best place to get dwarf whites. So I guess this was the way for the game to show you where this is located. So when you needed to come back here, after you hit level 140, you'll know where to go. It's my best guess. Now that we're here, we might as well try and grab the treasure. The treasure cache that it's located somewhere around here. This necromancer doesn't count for the Orc Slayer deed. What a pity. He definitely should. I don't know why he doesn't. We can grab this one here, 3 out of 8. Very good. For the time being, there is nothing else we need to do in here. But we can once again try to take another picture of it, because the Houses of Rest is a very important location in Gundabad, as you have heard from all the dwarves. But as I said before as well, we'll also get the chance of coming back here on a very important errand. But I don't wanna get ahead of myself as yet. Yeah, for the time being, I think we just gotta go back to Kyrstigand. I think that would be enough for today. That's something that I really like about the Pit of Stonejaws, and most of the quests really fly by. They can be done so quickly. You don't realize the time you're spending here because you have so much stuff to do, and the quest flow in this area is really good. I really like it. Was trying to ride back to Kyrstigand, but I guess it's too much to ask. Asking these beasts not to dismount us. So, you wanna fight? I'm more than happy to give you the fight you want. That's better for me. Chance to work on my Beast Slayer deed. A little bit, maybe not much, but every little bit helps. Yeah. Why not? I don't think we'll get enough of them to complete the deed today, the first tier of the Beast Slayer deed, but at least we're making good progress on this.
Aye?
Did you thin their numbers? Good. We may not be able to stop them by ourselves, but we must not allow these atrocities to continue. The Angmarim will pay for this bold villainy.
Yes?
You have slain many Kergrim. Good work, Beriathan. I think Kergrim may be my least favorite of the creatures that dwell beneath the mountains. Aye, even worse than orcs. That's how much I dislike the vile creatures. Yeah, I can see why.
Our need is dire.
You say some of the dwarf lords rose from their graves and attacked? That must have been a terrifying experience. I'm glad you were able to hold your own against them. I had little idea that research could be so dangerous. Is it always? With Ausma, yeah, usually it is.
Our need is dire.
I have had nightmares before, Beriathan, but none so bad as this. We must do what we can to keep our honor dead from being used against us in this way. Such terrible enemies we face to conceive of such villainy.
We have done what we can for now. We need to inform Ausma of the Angmarim's activities here.
I will return to Barkstad as soon as I can get away without being seen. Alright, that's basically it, and now we technically gotta go to Molka and Cluso, and as you see here, these two guys, seems we are not infiltrating Shakhajât just yet, and we are first taking care of all the threats surrounding Shakhajât. So that seems exciting. However, all of that will need to come on the next episode. For the time being though, this has been all on today's episode of Citadel Guard Adventures. Thank you so much for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you on the next one. Until then, my friends, stay safe, take care, good luck to you all, and I will see you later.